Okay, today we're going to analyze a Meatstore dynamic programming problem, and let's see what it says here. Let's suppose that we have three Meatstore branches, and in our warehouse we have 5 lots of meat to allocate to each of these branches. We can assign from 0 to 5 lots per branch, and let's solve this as a dynamic programming problem to maximize the benefits. The benefits of assigning any number of lots to each branch are represented in this chart. For example, if we assign 3 lots to branch 1, we are having a benefit of 14,000 pesos. If we assign 1 lot to branch number 2, we have 6,000 pesos benefit. And if we assign 5 lots, all the 5 lots to branch number 3, we are having a benefit of 20,000 pesos. What are the states or phases in this problem? Considering that it is necessary to decide how many lots to allocate to each branch, and we do this by this one branch at a time, the states or phases would be the branches. We have branch number 1, branch number 2, and branch number 3, but if we are solving this problem as a dynamic programming problem, the dynamic programming solution is this way. We begin with branch 3, then with branch 2, and we finalize the analysis with branch 1. In real life, we will begin by branch 1, then branch 2, and branch 3. Just for the solution of the dynamic programming problem, we are doing it this way, backwards, as always in dynamic programming. In it differently, we can assign from 0 to 5 lots for each branch, and we have this kind of benefits in 1,000 pesos. So how do we measure the expected benefits? We begin by branch 3, and when we arrive at branch 3, we can have from 0 to 5 lots to assign, and if we assign 0, we have a benefit of 0. Excuse me. If we assign 1 lot, we have a benefit of 4. If we assign 2 lots, we have a benefit of 9. And if we assign 3, we have a benefit of 13. And if we assign 4, we have a benefit of 18. And if we assign 5 lots, we have a benefit of 20,000 pesos. This is the analysis for branch number 3. But when we go backwards to branch number 2, we can have from 0 to 5 lots, and we can assign from 0 to 5 lots. Not in all the cases, of course, but let's begin with if we have 0 lots, the only thing we can do is assign 0 lots to branch 2, and we can we can't perform any other analysis because we have 0 lots. So the optimum will be 0, and we have no lots to assign. But let's see what happens when we have 1 lot. If I have 1 lot in branch number 2, and I decide not to assign it to branch number 2, we have a benefit of 0 because we did not assign it, and we look for the maximum benefit for 1 lot in branch number 3. And in branch number 3, if I assign 1 lot, I have a benefit of 4. So if I have 1 lot left in branch number 2, and I decide not to assign it, I will have 1 lot left for branch number 3, and the benefit, the maximum benefit of having one lot in branch number 3 is 4. So the value of the benefit is 0 plus 4, it's equal to 4. And if in branch number 2 I have one lot and I decide to assign it to branch number 2, then I'm going to have a benefit of 6. As I only have only one lot, I can't assign 2, 3, 4, or 5 lots. So the optimum between 4 and 6 is 6, and the number of lots to assign if I have 1 and I'm in branch number 2 is assigned 1. If I have 2 lots in branch number 2 in the beginning of the analysis, and I decide not to assign it in branch number 2, then I will have 2 lots left to branch number 3, and the maximum benefit of 2 lots in branch number 3 is 9. So 0 plus 9 is 9. If I have 2 lots left in branch number 2 and I decide to assign 1, the benefit of assigning 1 lot in branch number 2 is 6, and I have 1 lot left, so I assign it to branch number 3, and the maximum benefit of having 1 lot in branch number 3 is 6. So the maximum benefit of having 1 lot in branch number 3 is 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. So the benefit of having 2 lots in branch number 2 and assigning 1 is 6 plus 4 equals 10. So if I assign the 2 lots to branch number 2, the benefit of assigning 2 lots in branch number 2 is 11. The maximum or the optimum in this phase is 11. So if I have 2 lots, the better way to go is to assign the 2 lots to branch number 2. If I have 3 lots when I arrive at branch number 2, I decide not to assign any of the 3 lots, then I will have 3 lots left in branch number 3, and the maximum benefits of having 3 lots left in branch number 3 is 13,000 pesos. If I decide to assign 1 of the lots, the benefit of assigning 1 in branch number 2 is 6, plus the benefit of assigning the 2 lots left to branch number 3, and it's 9. 6 plus 9, it's 15. If I have 3 lots and I decide to assign 2 to branch number 2, the benefit of assigning 2 to branch number 2 it's 11, plus the benefit of assigning 1 lot left to branch number 3, that is 4, and we have a benefit of 15,000 pesos. And if I have 3 lots and I decide to assign the 3 lots to branch number 2, it's 15,000 pesos the benefits. I can't assign 4 and I can't assign 5 because I only have 3. So the optimum value is 15,000 pesos, and this will present when I assign 1, 2, or 3 lots to branch number 2. So I have 3 options in this case. Let's do the analysis for having 4 lots in branch number 2. If I decide not to assign any of these 4 lots, I have the 4 lots left in branch number 3, and the maximum benefit for assigning 4 lots to branch number 3 it's 18,000 pesos. If I decide to assign 1, the benefit of 1 in branch number 2 is 6, plus 13,000 pesos of benefits for assigning 3 lots to branch number 3, and it's equal to 19,000 pesos. If I have 4, I assign 2 to branch 2, it's 11 this benefit, plus the benefit of assigning 2 lots to branch number 3, and it's 20,000 pesos. If I have 4 lots and I assign 3 to branch number 2, the benefit of this is 15, plus the benefit of assigning one lot left to branch number 3, that is 4. So 15 plus 4 is 19,000 pesos also. And if I have 4 and I assign the 4 of them to branch number 2, the benefits is 19. So the maximum or the optimum value when I have 4 lots, it's 20,000 pesos, and this presents when I assign 2 lots to branch number 2. And the final analysis for branch number 2 is when I have 5 lots left. This would mean that I didn't assign any lot to branch number 1. So I have 5 lots left. I decide not to assign any lot to branch number 2, so I have the 5 lots left to branch number 3, and the maximum benefit for having 5 lots at branch number 3 is 20,000 pesos. If I assign one of these 5 lots to branch number 2, the benefit is 6 plus the benefit of having 4 lots in branch number 3, 18. So 6 plus 18 is 24. If I assign 2 of the 5 lots to branch number 2, the benefit is 11 plus 13, that it's the benefit of having 3 lots left to assign to branch number 3, and this equals 24,000 pesos. If I assign 3 of the 5 lots, I have a benefit of 15 in branch number 2, plus the benefit of 9 in branch number 3 for having 2 lots assigned at branch number 3. And if I assign 4 lots to branch number 2, I have a benefit of 19 plus the benefit of 1 lot in branch number 3, that is 4, and it equals 23,000 pesos. And if I assign the 5 lots to branch number 2, the benefit of this is 22,000 pesos. So the optimum value for 5 lots is 24,000 pesos, and this presents when I assign 1, 2, or 3 lots to branch number 2. So going backwards, we will be at branch number 1, and at the beginning of the problem, I have 5 lots to assign. I have all of them, and if I decide not to assign any lot to branch number 1, I will have the 5 lots left in branch number 2, and the optimum value of 5 lots at branch number 2 is 24. So 24 is the benefit of not assigning any lot to branch number 1. If I assign 1 lot, I will have a benefit of 5 for branch number 1, and 20, that it's the optimum of having 4 lots left in branch number 2. So it's 25,000 pesos, the benefit. If I assign 2 lots, it's going to be 9 for the benefit of branch number 1, plus the optimum benefit of having 3 lots at a branch number 2, and it's equal to 24,000 pesos. If I assign 3 lots to branch number 1, I will have a benefit of 14, and I will have 2 lots left, and the optimum value of 2 lots left is 11,000 pesos. So 14 plus 11,000 pesos is going to be 25,000 pesos of benefit. If I assign 4 lots to branch number 1, I will have a benefit of 17,000 pesos for these 4 lots, and I will have 1 lot left, and this optimum value for 1 lot is 6. So the benefit of assigning 4 lots to branch number 1 is 23,000 pesos. And if I assign the 5 lots to branch number 1, I will have a benefit of 21,000 pesos. So the optimum value of branch number 1, having the 5 lots, will be 25,000 pesos for all the exercise. And this will present when I assign 1 or 3 lots to branch number 1. So at this time, what we know is that we have a 25,000 pesos benefit, but we need to know how to assign them. So at branch number 1, I can assign 1 or 3 lots. I have 1 or 3 lots. If I assign 1 at branch number 1, I will have 4 lots left. And if I assign 3 lots, I will have 2 left. At branch number 2, I will assign another 2 lots, and I will have 2 lots left. And at branch number 3, I will assign these 2 lots left. So for the first solution, 1 lot for branch number 1, 2 lots for branch number 2, and 2 lots for branch number 3. When I assign 3 lots at branch number 1, I will have 2 left, and I will assign them at branch number 2. And I will have no lots assigned to branch number 3. So I will have these 2 solutions in this example. Okay? So this will be it. And remember that these videos are just for having a way to review the information that we saw in class.